Mm-hmm. Yeah. If we don't do it, who will? Mm-hmm. Let's get busy. I'm back. We back. We back in business, Baltimore. What else? Got a good topic for y'all today. Community. Mm. This track right here is flawless. BLE Bishop, Chef Beats. Let this joint breathe. We back. We back. Yeah, we back. We back in business, Baltimore. Yeah, we back in business, Baltimore. Today's topic at hand, community. Today, I was outside. I went to the barber shop to get my hair cut, and it's right there on Denbigh Boulevard. So, let's give a big shout out to the Denbigh Day. I don't know who organized that. Give a big shout out to Denbigh Day. Uh, it was nice. It was nice. I wanted to get my hair cut at Elise Pros. That's Eric Davis Barbershop. It's right there, 368 Denbigh Boulevard. And when I parked, shortly after they put up barriers, they had that whole thing blocked off. So I got in there a little bit early, but I was locked in for the long haul, and I just got to see, you know, community. I wasn't surprised. He told me about it yesterday when I called him up, asked what was going on. We were supposed to do a little blog podcast type, you know, record a little bit while we was out there. But I was just caught up in a moment because when I looked out there, it put me in the mind when I was young. And in my younger days, they had a parade out there that used to come on Washington Ave. My mom used to take me out there every year, y'all. And they used to throw the candy from the floats. And now I was small, so everything looked larger than life. Everything was humongous. The floats, they might have been regular size, but to me, they looked like it was flying. Candy was flying. And I loved it. I loved it. And I was a young look a youth. I was a young kid out there. And it just took me to a place when I seen the little kids out there today having a good time, watching the parade go down Denbigh Boulevard. It just gave me a flashback, and it made me look at things a little bit different. And I got to talking to Eric, and I said, man, this is the cycle of life right here. And then one of the barbers came in. He had his sons. They was a part of the parade as well. And I seen them. They look just like him. He ain't tell me they was his sons. I seen them. I knew exactly. I said, oh, them your sons, ain't it? They're like, yeah. They had on their little football jerseys and stuff. And it brought everything to a full circle. And I was sitting there talking to E, and I was like, man, the blueprint already laid for us. Because when we was younger, our elders, our fathers, grandmothers, aunties, uncles. They were the ones organizing these events. And now I was seeing people I grew up with, my classmates, they were organizing this event. They were the people behind what's going on. And it was like they was just picking up the baton to what was laid out before them, carrying on tradition. And it was deep. It was deep. It made me feel a sense of community. It made me feel like, man, we complain about how the city has took a turn for the worse. We complain about, what we don't like. We want to go somewhere else. But really, it falls on you. It falls on your shoulders. Like the community ain't better because you ain't do your part. And I felt convicted in that moment, because if you're not a part of the solution, then you're a part of the problem. You're a part of the problem. You can sit there and say what Newport News, Virginia is and what it ain't, but what are you doing besides running your mouth? What are you doing? What kind of programs? Who are you talking to? Who are you reaching out to? Instead of just complaining. And when I seen, because I could remember people of our community at that time, they was the age we are now. They look older. And, at the time when you're young, you're a baby, you don't see yourself even, that don't even cross your mind that you're going to get their age, that you're going to be the one holding the mantle, that you're going to be the one steering the ship. But that's what it boils down to. Sometimes you got to be the one to step up to the plate. You got to be the one to, when you say, man, we used to have this and that, we used to go to this, they had all types of programs for, and then maybe some of them people that used to run them programs can't do it no more. They can't, they done aged a little bit and they're trying to take care of themselves. Why you ain't spark up your program, the same one you remember, the same one that you like? It's not impossible. People that did it before you. So like I said, the blueprint already been laid out. You got to carry on. Each and every one of us got to carry on that tradition. And that's what I seen out there today. And I felt the sense of like community again. It touched me in a different way. I slept on it. I thought about it. I said, I'm going to talk about it today. And, I'm always big up in this city right here. I put it next to any place in America because Newport News is beautiful. We got these surrounding cities. When you really look at them, they all form like Voltron. You got Newport News, you got Hampton, you got Norfolk, you got Portsmouth, you got Suffolk, you got Chesapeake, you got Virginia Beach, you got Williamsburg. Like some of the most beautiful places you could visit. People come from all across the country to enjoy some of the things that you could do right here in our community. And people come from all across the world. Williamsburg area, historic. Virginia Beach, one of the most beautiful beaches you'll be able to go to right out there. Something in the Water Fest for real has that, going on. And it's beautiful. People come from all across the world. Newport News, beaches everywhere. We grew up going to these beaches. We surrounded by water. We might not appreciate them, but they there for us. All this water, we stay in a peninsula area surrounded by water. Some people landlocked, dry land. They can't wake up and see. Some people can wake up and see the James River out their window. You understand y'all don't feel what I'm saying. You don't hear what I'm saying. Some people could wake up and see the James River right outside. They could see water right out their window. They could go on their balcony and watch the water. They could see the sunset. Like some places you can't see the sunset on water. Ain't no water. So that's why I'm saying, it's a beautiful place. It's a beautiful place. We got these premium outlets out here. think it's one in Williamsburg. There's one in Norfolk. You got the casinos out here. They doing a lot to try to build this up. You got people that care about this place. And like I said, I always tip my hat. Some of the most beautiful people out here. A lot of opportunity out here. Plenty colleges, plenty military bases, plenty corporations that stamp they done planted their flag out here. Huntington Ingalls, and it's just a place to where if you serious about trying to do something, you serious about trying to plant your flag, I recommend it for everybody. People be thinking I'm crazy because man, ain't nothing but, hey, look, I done been all up and down the East Coast. Beautiful place. And it just tapped back into the mindset of community. And what I mean by community is just not just the people in your circle. What are you giving to the neighborhood you from? What contributions are you bringing back? What are you doing to make this a better city? What are you doing to make this a better community? That's what community is about. Community ain't about everybody chipping in to raise your son or everybody chipping in to help you out. What are you doing to bring something of value to the community from what you've been a part of? Because the community got you to where you at. The community poured into you. So it's like, do we really take that into account? Are we really grateful? Are we good stewards of what was given to us by the people in our communities? Some great people, man. We stand on the shoulders of legends and giants. So it's like, do we appreciate that? Do we reciprocate that? Do we give back? Not do we got our hand on the white side all the time? Your hand always up. What you giving out? When people gonna see the brown side of your hand opening up, dropping something off? That's what makes the community a great place. You giving, you sharing, you starting, you initiating. Y'all don't feel me though. And it put me in a different space today. Just seeing that, because I wasn't in a parade at first. I was getting my hair cut and I was just watching from afar, just seeing some of the people I knew and I grew up with, seeing the interactions and the engagement. And it touched my heart. It touched my heart. Because a lot of people, they don't appreciate what came before them. Because a lot of times that hard work don't look attractive. Hard work ain't sexy. Hard work ain't sexy. Hard work don't usually look good. It ain't no glamorous life. That's when you toiling. You usually doing more than you could really stand sometimes, because it ain't about you. It's about helping kids in your community. It's about helping people that's older than you in your community. It's about helping your neighbors. Hey, it is what it is, y'all. And let's get to it. Today I was just talking about, a couple of people I know they going through some situations. I would love to have them on to talk about it. And it was with their significant other. And how I want to tie this in is the blessings that we get sometimes. Do we appreciate them? Because somebody I know, they was in a relationship with my cousin and wind up going, moving to Virginia. And, they didn't have the best relationships. But when I spoke with her over the phone, she, this, that, talking real grease about my cousin. He a dirtbag. I ain't going to sit there and sugarcoat that. He could be better, but, he is my cousin. So I don't know the full depths. I seen some of the rockier times, but at the same time, without him, she wouldn't have even been to Virginia, because the only reason he in Virginia is because my grandmother and my mother was in Virginia. He visited. He knew it was a place where he could, try to set up his life. So he brought her down with him. She went on. I guess they relationship, she might have outgrew him in a sense, but none of that came up when she was just discussing him. She was just, highlighting all his negative and bad qualities. But at the same time, I thought to myself, I ain't say nothing to her, but I thought to myself, the only reason some of these opportunities were presented and some of these doors were open so you could be where you at today is because of him bringing you down here. That may seem insignificant to you, but let's get to it. Without that, without being here, would you have had these same looks in New York, in Brooklyn? Maybe, maybe not. I doubt it, really, honestly, in the work that she do. Some of the relationships she made along the way. So it was just like, do people outside of themselves, do people really look at the people they deal with and what they brought to life? Because, for instance, I'm going to put myself in those shoes. My father, I love him. I love him. He always represented strength to me. He always represented a person, I always looked up to. Big fella. He used to call him Big Sam. Still do call him Big Sam. He bigger than he used to be. But, I always looked at him as a sign of strength. And him and my mom separated before I, early on, I think I was around maybe 2 years old when they separated. So we was back and forth between them. And he lived his life, gaps of our life, he wasn't there. When we did stay with him, it was up and down. He struggled with drugs, addiction, and I don't hold that against him because that symbol of strength is what helped me survive situations that, I may have succumbed to, that I've seen others, being taken advantage of and preyed upon. But having him, that sign of strength in my life, his genetics, helped me get through some tough situations. My uncle, man, when we was younger, I used to feel like he used to be torturing us, me more specifically, because he used to pull me to the side, have me training, fighting, had me, stretching all hours of the night. And I was like, man, woo, this is too much, man. It's got to be child abuse. But later on in life, those same skills, that same strength, some of those same things that he went over repetitively, I needed them. And I utilized some of them things that he bestowed upon me, So when I talk about him, I got bad experiences. I can lean on those. But I also remember some of the stuff that I got from them that helped me in situations with my life. Like, I don't just say, nah, this, that, this, you, this, that, that. No, because along with that, it was some that you benefited from too. So, I don't say absolve anybody from what they done, but, keep in mind, and it's the same way with community. Like, you might not be winning, but what about some of the things that you did experience, some of the love that you did get from maybe people who won't relate it to you in this community? All that was brought to a circle. All that was placed right in front of me, and I just got to see the cycle of life right there in front of me. And it was a beautiful thing. And what I want people to do is just sit back, instead of saying what it ain't, think about what it is you gonna do, not what it ain't, or it ain't this, or I can't stand it. Because what you're really saying is you can't stand yourself. You can't stand yourself. And maybe that's the case. But if you want to see something better, be the one to add that. You want to see more programs for the youth, be the one to provide something. If you want to see some of this violence decrease, go out there and play your part. Play your part. Give some of these youngins somewhere to go after they come home from school. Put something in their mind, because it might not be nobody there for them. Be a part of the community in order to make a better one. Like, it ain't no simpler than that. Let's get to it. Y'all know it. That's what a you, because I always got you in mind. But I'm about to get out of here. I just wanted y'all to, think about that. Put that on y'all head, because that's where I was at today. So let me take y'all with my dog, BLE Bishop, Chef Beast, y'all. Yeah. It's another one. Saturday. We're getting to it, y'all. Oh, y'all want some bars? Yeah. We back at it, Baltimore. We back in business, Baltimore. We back. We back. Yeah.